अंग्रेजों को देश से भगाने के लिए 4 जुलाई 1942 को भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस ने एक प्रस्ताव पारित किया, जिसमें कहा गया कि यदि अंग्रेज भारत नहीं छोड़ते हैं तो उनके खिलाफ व्यापक स्तर पर नागरिक अवज्ञा आंदोलन चलाया जाए। सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद और जय प्रकाश नारायण जैसे वरिष्ठ
Truth alone will endure. All the rest will be swept away by the tides of time. Good morning, respected CEO, Mr. Emma Kuriakos, principal teachers, and my fellow students. My name is Anne, and today's assembly is about the Quit India movement. Founded by Mahatma Gandhi in 1947, the Quit India movement strove to end British rule in India. It was the final push for India's independence. To invoke the blessings of God and His almighty power, I would like to call upon Ashwarya from grade 4 for the prayer song, followed by Abel from grade 5 for the school prayer.
Beauty that in this heart adore. Bless our institution, our teachers and our students. May the school always be the home of truth, wisdom, faith and excellence. Help me to build the whole community. Inspire me to choose good and follow truth. Kindly lead and bless us all the way. Amen.
Thank you, Ashwarya and Abel. Now I'd like to call upon Esther from grade 7 to rejuvenate the spirituality of the soul and receive the knowledge of God through the Bible reading.
A reading from the book of Saint Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3 to 8, followed by 12 to 30. Now as he sat on the Mount of Olives, his disciples came to him and said, "Tell us, when will these things be? What will be the sign of your coming and the end of this age?" Jesus answered and said to them, "Take heed that you do not be deceived, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am Christ,' and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but all this must take place. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Famine, pestilence, and earthquakes will take place in various places, but all this will be the beginning of sorrows. Now, lawlessness will abound, and love of many will grow cold, but he that endureth till the end shall be saved." This is the word of God.
Thank you, Esther, for your lovely reading. I'd now like to ask Daniel from grade 6 to give us today's breaking news headlines, along with the highly anticipated Olympics medallion count.
Good morning, everyone. Today's international news. India, Sri Lanka, Maldives to collaborate on security. These three nations agreed to work on 4 pillars of security cooperation, covering areas such as marine security, human trafficking, counter-terrorism, and cybersecurity. Britain will not recognize the Taliban government that takes power by force. UK's permanent representative in the UN says British is working alongside partners to make sure that the Afghanistan returns to a pathway towards security and prosperity. In national news, India and China will have undertaken disengagement from Gogra area of eastern Ladakh. The Supreme Court backs Amazon against future alliance merger. Celebrations begin to mark 150 years of iconic artist Rabindranath Tagore, a nephew of Rabindranath Tagore. Sports news. India wins bronze in 2020 Tokyo Olympics after 41 years. Italy pulls off a stunning victory in 4x100 meters relay in Tokyo Olympics. Neeraj Chopra wins the first ever athletic Olympic gold for India in javelin throw at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics with his best at 87.58 meters.
Thank you, Daniel. We'll be praying for India's swift victory in the Olympics. A new word is like a fresh seed sown on the ground of discussion. Now I would like to call upon Manas from grade 8 for the word of the day.
The word of the day is colonialism. The spelling is colonialism. The meaning is, it's a practice of when a rich country takes control of another country to gain more power. In Hindi it's called Upanishad, and in French it's called colonialisme.
Thank you, Manas, for your lovely word. I would like to ask Prayaga from grade 10 to give us a speech on today's topic, the Quit India movement.
A very pleasant morning to respected CEO sir, principal, teachers and my dear friends. The Quit India movement, also known as the Indian August Movement or Bharat Chodo Andolan, was launched at the Bombay session of All India Congress Committee AICC by Mahatma Gandhi on 8th August 1942. This is initiated as a protest to the demand an end to the British rule in India. During Gandhiji's speech to the nation, he called the nation to do or die. It is this speech that brought India to the brink of independence. But within hours of the speech, almost the entire INC was imprisoned. Even though the first half of the movement was peaceful, the second was fierce with attacks. People were unstoppable. After many sacrifices, struggles and movements, India got independence from the British rule. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.
Thank you, Priyaga, for your interesting speech. Now we know all the leaders that freed us from the British rule. I would now like to invite Shiva from grade 8 for a book review on a novel I'm sure everyone holds near and dear to their hearts.
A very warm welcome to all. I'm Shiva. Today I'm going to review a fascinating and one of the finest classic books written by our father of the nation. Yes, Sri Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the person who was responsible for getting us freedom. The name of this book is none other than The Story of My Experiments with Truth. The book vividly explains the chilling experiences faced by Gandhiji as a child and takes us through his journey of life. It explains very clearly all the trials and tribulations faced by Gandhiji. The book is an inspiration on how an ordinary man became the heartthrob of a nation and an inspiration for generations to come. As Gandhiji said, "I have nothing new to teach the world. Truth and non-violence are as cold as the hills." Non-violence is not a new concept, but he gave a new dimension to fight against all sorts of injustices and oppressions. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiva. Now we'll have a small presentation by the many students of Trist in a tribute to the Quit India movement leaders that played a large part in founding the India of today and tomorrow.
Great leaders are those who motivate and influence people of their time, as well as they will continue to motivate and influence people who follow them. Now let us welcome these men of courage and conviction who fought for our freedom and spent their life fighting against the colonialists and oppressors. Let us welcome the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Let us all give him a standing ovation to express our gratitude for the freedom we enjoy now.
Do or die.
Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, leader of civil disobedience movement and the first Prime Minister of India.
Quit India, Vande Mataram.
Muhammad Ali Jinnah, leader of Muslim League and was the forefront of Quit India movement.
Jai Hind.
Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, a freedom fighter, Indian statesman and a leader in Quit India movement.
Quit India! Quit India!
The Viceroy ruled during Quit India movement. So let us welcome Lord Linlithgow. Acharya Vinoba Bhave is a close associate of Mahatma Gandhi. He is also a non-violence activist. He is known for his Buddhism movement.
Vande Mataram, Bharat Chodo, Bharat Chodo, Jai Hind, Jai Hind.
छोड़ो साइमन कमीशन को बैक भारत छोड़ो साइमन कमीशन को बैक
Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Quit India movement leader, the supporter of Mahatma Gandhi, first Indian president. Subhash Chandra Bose, a modern figure in Indian politics, and he named Quit India movement as the first non-violent guerrilla warfare.
Jai Hind.
Prakash Narayan is an Indian liberal politician and activist in the freedom movement. He is also known as the hero of Quit India movement.
Mataram, Quit India, Vande Mataram, Quit India.
Aruna Asif Ali was an Indian educator, political activist, and an active participant in the Indian independence movement. She is widely remembered for hoisting the Indian national flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan, Bombay during Quit India movement in 1942.
Jai Hind.
for your very valued effort for the wonderful tribute. Now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker of the day, Mr. Subhas Sunil, the principal of Sri Narayana Public School, Chandikad, Kottayam. With almost 2 decades of teaching experience, including 4 years as a principal, she wields impressive teaching capabilities and also has a triple master's degree in English literature, history, and sociology with a CTET and a KTET. Welcome, ma'am, to our assembly commemorating the Quit India movement.
Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to this institution, that is the Rajas International School, Kurchi, for giving me an opportunity to be part of this occasion. And I also appreciate their initiative for conducting this type of programs. So I am asked to talk on the topic, the Quit India movement. Quit India movement is also known as August movement or Bharat Chodo Andolan, which was launched by the Bombay session by Mahatma Gandhi on August 8, 1942. The main aim of this Quit India movement was to stop British rule in India. So we all know we were the colony of Britishers and we had suffered a lot. Isn't it? It is, we cannot explain it, how the people had suffered during the time of British rule. So that is why here this Quit India movement was started by Mahatma Gandhi, and the main aim we already said to stop the British rule in India. And the main reason for this Quit India movement was the collapse of Crips mission. Crips mission was a mission under the chairmanship of Stafford Cripps, and he came to India to discuss or to resolve the Indian questions on Indian constitution and local self-government. The Indian leaders demanded immediate freedom from the Britishers, but the Britishers were not ready to give immediate freedom. They offered dominant status in the future, but this was not accepted by the Indian leaders. That is why this Crips mission became a great failure. It was not able to convince our national leaders. Then Gandhiji started this movement on August 8th, and next day on August 9th, Mahatma Gandhi delivered a speech on this Quit India movement, and in that speech he called for do or die, one of the important or one of the most striking slogans of Mahatma Gandhi. As an Indian, we have to do something to free our mother country from the evil rule of the Britishers. Otherwise, we have to die. So that was a great and inspiring slogan given by Mahatma Gandhi. But by knowing this, the Britishers started to repress this movement. They shot many movement leaders. The Lathi charge was going on, and many of them were, it is believed that about 1 million people were arrested. Even Mahatma Gandhi was also arrested. And in 1944, Mahatma Gandhi was released, and he went on for this hunger strike for 21 days. And after that, in 1945, the Second World War came to an end. At that time, the condition of Britishers was completely changed. Now the Britishers was not able to ignore the demand which was asked by the Indian leaders, and finally India got freedom. So this is one of the important thing happened, or we can say this Quit India movement is a turning point in the history of India. So as an Indian, we all should respect and we should show our gratitude towards these national leaders, and we should be proud to be an Indian. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insight. Your explanation on the Quit India movement gave us an entirely new viewpoint on what happened during the day and the deeds of Mahatma Gandhi. He will be living in our hearts forever.
Good
Now,
morning to
I'd like
one and all.
Mini Miss, the
Respected
teacher's
CEO, respected principal, my dear colleagues, and our beloved students. As we are celebrating glorious 79th anniversary of Quit India movement, Let us remember the leaders who sacrificed their time and energy for our country. Do you all love your country? Yes, of course, we all love our country. We all belong to India. It is our motherland. Just as a mother cares for her children, our country cares for us. We are Indians first because we belong to India. Just as we have rights as citizens, we also have duties. The first and most important duty of a citizen is to love his country. Love of one's country is patriotism. A good citizen puts his country first. It is important to respect the national flag and national anthem of one's country. It is the duty of every citizen to protect public property. What belongs to the government belongs to the people. A country can progress only if there are responsible citizens. As youngsters, you can do many things to become responsible citizens of the country. You cannot join the army to defend our country against the enemies now, but you can do your duty and serve your country like studying your lessons well, respecting your parents, teachers, and elders, and doing the little things that you are asked to do. Therefore, what you should do now is to develop yourselves with all the qualities which will make you responsible citizens. Dear students, you as students can do small things like not littering in public places, not throwing waste into the water bodies, not spitting in public places, not wasting water, conserving electricity, caring for the elderly, showing concern for the poor, not cutting down trees, and planting more trees, etc., will make our country a better place to live in. Finally, we must put our country first, for it's our motherland. Therefore, dear students, ask not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for the country, as said by Abraham Lincoln. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Miss, for enlightening the patriotism in our hearts and with your amazing talk. I'd now like to call upon the tiny tots of Tris, Tanmai and Tasmai, for a patriotic dance.
Vande
Thank you, little angels, for your amazing dance. I'd like to request our beloved principal, the guiding light of our school, Mr. Johnson Verghese, for the principal's talk.
Respected CEO, teachers, and my dear loving children. August 8th is the commemoration of the Quit India movement. I need not narrate everything in detail to the students who study history. You know it. Under the leadership of Gandhiji, we demanded the British to quit India. The majority of the masses were with this movement. People took to civil disobedience in the most non-violent way. The British suppressed this movement as many other risings. But definitely it opened their eyes. They realized they could not prolong it anymore. Finally, they conceded to grant freedom. We should marvel at the dedication and determination of the leaders. They set great examples for you. Look, Gandhiji was not a boss, nor any stalwart of that time. They were leaders who stood for the people and with the people. Their sacrifice and resoluteness should inspire you to become such great leaders, because you are going to lead India tomorrow. India is waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for talking about the great qualities that these leaders had, along with their sacrifice for us. The Rajas International School dedicates this assembly to all the patriotic women and men of courage who sacrificed their lives to liberate our country. So let us conclude this assembly and live on with the ideals of those patriotic souls, while also doing our best as proud citizens of our motherland. Jai Hind.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे